Hello everyone, and welcome to this webinar on the Families from CAD Files tool inside of the Graitec Advanced Powerpack for Revit, also known as the CAD to RFA tool. Okay, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Simon Dickinson. I'm the BIM Technical Manager for Greytech here in the UK. I've been with Greytech now for 19 years, an advocate of BIM for the last 18. I've been using Revit for about 20 years now. I'm an Autodesk certified professional and an Autodesk certified instructor. Feel free to join me on LinkedIn under S Dickinson1. If you've got any emails regarding the Powerpack, again, do feel free to drop me an email at simon.dickinson@greytech.co.uk. Also, as well, on that note, if you do have any suggestions or any features that you'd like to see inside of the Graitec Powerpack, again, feel free to drop me any of your ideas and suggestions. We're always looking at improving the tools that we have in the Powerpack, but also looking at new tools that are going to give lasting benefit to our customers' use of our Powerpack. Okay, so for those of you that don't know too much about Graitec, we've been around for 30 plus years now. We started out in Paris, and that is still where our global headquarters are. We now operate out of 11 different countries worldwide and over 48 offices and growing. Yeah, we are constantly expanding the business, and we are very healthy, profitable, and as I mentioned, we are a growing company. You know, the last 4 years we've more than doubled the size of the business, which is really good. If you look at the DNA of the company as well, we're very, very much a technical company. We pride ourselves in having very, very skilled trainers and consultants, all of which come from industry. And basically, you know, they know your problems, they've been there and they've solved them themselves and for many, many other customers as well. We do have quite a large R&D centre in Romania, which is where the Powerpacks are actually created. And we're very much customer centric as well. So we're very much, you know, look to you guys first. You always come first, and we do our best to make sure that you guys get benefit out of the business that you give to us. We try to divide our business up into our 4 pillars. So into the create, simulate, fabricate, and manage. And from the create side, obviously we've got the Autodesk products, and we have then the Powerpacks that sit on top of these products, both from the BIM side of things and also in the manufacturing side as well. We have an Inventor Powerpack, we've got a Powerpack for Vault, we've got the Powerpack for Advanced Steel, and we've got the Powerpack for Revit, but we're looking at it in this webinar. The Powerpacks are designed to enhance the use of these Autodesk products. Some of the Powerpack tools are tools which will automate things that Revit already does. It will just improve the way Revit does things it can already do. But there's also a lot of tools in there that allow Revit, Inventor, Advanced Steel and Vault to do things that they don't do out of the box. These are brand new tools which add extra functionality. In particular, the CAD to RFA tool that we're looking at today. We have our simulate tools, so we have simulation software. We have our advanced design package, which is structural analysis, structural connection design, concrete and steel analysis. We have fabricate tools. We have a product called Advanced Workshop, and this is the fabrication tool that will take our modular building solutions from the CAD station onto the shop floor, ready for manufacturing and site delivery. And then we have our managed products. So, you know, we have the Autodesk ones in there, like the BIM 360 portfolio. But what we also have in there is we have our product, which is the OpenTree solution, which is a document management system, which actually has the benefit of being able to talk to a lot of external CDEs from SharePoint, OneDrive, for projects, BIM 360. So that is a very, very good platform, regardless of where you store your documents. If you need to do any form of document management, we've got tools to be able to do that as well. So the tool that we're going to be looking at today, families from CAD files. Okay, so we have a little button here on our modeling. As I say, it's known as the CAD to RFA tool. What this is basically going to do is this is going to allow us to use CAD files within our Revit projects and very, very quickly turn them into Revit families. Okay, and it automates the process. And there's some really nice features in the way that this works as well, just to add that extra productivity. So basically what we do is we actually start with this tool by simply, it says, when I get my PowerPoint to go to the next slide, by just basically linking in a CAD file. Okay, so we can link in a DWG into here, actually into our project. Now the problem is with, you know, it's something that of course we can do anyway. There's nothing to say that this doesn't work normally. The problem is when we import that into here, as you can see from the properties, it just comes in as basically an import symbol. That's what Revit classes it as. And we've got no real information in there. So from a BIM point of view and a BIM workflow, this CAD file isn't very good. It's almost impossible to schedule. It's impossible to add any additional information onto that item. It is literally just a dumb CAD file, and you've lost all that BIM intelligence that you would hope that you could get inside a Revit project. Once we run the CAD to RFA tool, you can see there the properties for that chair have now completely changed. It has converted it into a generic model, which we can change, and then all the project parameters which I've got set up in my project, so in this case all the Kobe parameters are automatically added. So straight away all that information is in there. We can start to put just a simple Revit parameters such as, you know, the manufacturer, you know, the URL to where it comes from, how much it costs. All that information has been added in because it is now a Revit family and not just a plain CAD file. Now, one of the nice features, and this is probably one of the real niceties of this tool, is that what we can then do with this tool is if the CAD information updates, if we, maybe it's an external company that's producing this in another piece of software, they are exporting out of whatever software they're using as a DWG, then what we can do is we can use the RFA update. And the RFA update will then update the Revit family model with the changes from the CAD file. So some real powerful workflows in here. Okay, so let's pop over to Revit and let's have a look at exactly how this little tool works. Okay, so let's just launch this this project, and once we get into here, it shouldn't take too long. Okay, so here we have our project open, and across the top here we have the Powerpack. Yeah, most of you have probably seen this, but if you haven't, we currently have 70 plus tools in here, and expanding that on every release. Okay, as I say, here is the CAD to RFA. Okay, in particular on here, when you click on it, there's two buttons. There's the CAD to RFA and there's the RFA update tool as well. Couple of interesting features on here as well. The whole of this is customizable. So if all I'm interested in modeling in, I can go to just click on the modeling box in here, and then what that does is it takes out a lot of the other additional tools, makes it a little bit cleaner, a bit easier to see the tools that you want in. There's my CAD to RFA. Another thing you can do as well within Revit, which is quite nice, and a lot of you might appreciate that, you know, in Revit we can set up our shortcuts. One of the things we can actually do in here is if I just go to my user interface and I go to my customized keyboard shortcuts, if I actually type in there CAD Yeah, here is the CAD to RFA tool. I could select that, and I'm going to call that CR. Okay, I'm going to assign a shortcut to it. Click OK, click OK, and that will allow me to assign shortcuts to plugins. Now, this is standard of Revit, and some people miss this. They might have other plugins that you've got, and you go, I wish I could have a shortcut to that. One of the things that Revit allows you to do is add them shortcuts in. So if I now click on here and hover over that tool, you can actually see it's even put the shortcut in there on the little tooltip in brackets. So to use our little CAD to RFA tool, the first thing we need to do, as I mentioned, is we need to insert and link a CAD file. So let's go link, okay, and let's find a CAD file. In here we go. So here is the chair model that was in there before, and I'm just going to go open. Okay, that will pull it in. It'll stick it in at the origin point, yeah, which is just here, look. So we can actually see there's my chair. I'm going to select that. Yeah, let's unpin it. Okay, and then let's just move it over here so we can see the chair. Okay, so here we have the CAD model that's coming. Okay, and you know I can select that. Let me just turn off my select elements by face, just so it makes it a bit easier to select that. So here's the CAD block. Now the problem that we've got, as I previously showed you, is in here the information is pretty non-existent. Even if I go into the edit type, all it has is it's coming at 1:1. Its internal units for that DWG was in inches from this chair manufacturer. But there it is. Okay. Now, what I can now do is I've got two options. I can select it first, or I could go to the tool first. If you go to the tool first, it'll ask you to then select the object. So the nice thing to do is if I select that, I could either go to the Powerpack into here and click on CAD to RFA, or I could just type CR, and CR would automatically convert it. Okay. It will think about it for a second whilst it reprocesses this chair. Now, if I click on this chair, it is now a generic model. It is no longer a CAD file. And in here, we can see that we've now got all the code information. If I go to edit type, again in here, look, you can see all of the additional parameters that I've got in this particular project, because I've been using the BIM interoperability toolkit to set my code up. But we've also got all the information. Now, the one thing that is slightly different to any other family is we have this CK CAD name. Okay, so the CK CAD name is actually the location of where the DWG is. Now, the first problem is with this is obviously it's come in as a generic model, but it's not a massive issue. What I can do is I can just do edit family, and we can just come in and I can change its category. So we'll tell it's a piece of furniture. Do that and click load in the project. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, you know, you could start a new Revit family. You could tell it that it's going to be furniture. Then you could import the CAD file into there, and you could load that CAD, that family into here. It does the same thing. And you're right, it does. Up until this point, okay. But now what I've got is I've now got a piece of furniture. This is where this tool becomes powerful. Here we are in AutoCAD. Let me just open up the chair. Okay, so this is the CAD file that we had. Okay, let's give it a spin round. Yeah, and here it is. Now, as I say, it might be somebody third party that is developing this for you. It could be the fact that it's being developed by someone that's using Inventor, SolidWorks, Solid Edge, Rhino. You know, they could be doing something different, you know. But what we can do is they might still be developing this, and they've sent you an early version of this, okay? So what we could do is I might start to want to change things. So what we could do is let's come into my layers, and what have we got? We've got the arm pad. So let's just let's turn off some of the elements that I don't want. Okay, and we could start to select these elements. I could hit delete. Okay, it might be that the C arm, yeah, I want to do some customization on this as well. So what we can do is let's just chop these end plates off. I don't actually want these out. Let's just get the ones I want. There we go. Oh, do it that way. There we go. So I've now modified this chair. Let's just get everything switched back on so we can see what's going on. Okay. So here we have our chair modified now without its arms. What I'm actually going to do, you don't have to do this, but the chances are someone's going to send this back to you. Yeah, and it's going to have maybe a different version number on it. So what I'm going to do is going to do save as, and we'll save that into here. And I've got this one here, this 3D V2. I'll just override that. Okay. And we can override that CAD file. So I've now been told that there is a new version of this chair that's been sent. Now, if I'd done it the traditional way of starting a Revit family, making it a furniture-based family, loading the family in, as soon as I get a new DWG, I've got to start again, basically. Now, if that file has been sent back to me with exactly the same file name, all I need to do is select the chair, go to the Powerpack, yeah, go to my CAD to RFA, and literally just click on that RFA update. But you remember earlier I showed you that under the type properties for the chair, we actually had here, look, the CAD file name. So what I could simply do is, I've called it V2. I'll put the data in for that. Click OK. That is the name of the CAD file that I want to use for that chair. So now, with it highlighted, I can go to the Powerpack, can go to the CAD to RFA, click on the RFA update, and that will read the updated CAD file, and it will update the model. So all the time, we retain that nice link to the original CAD file. So if you're working with anyone that's producing any information in CAD, you know, it could be an air handling unit, it could be any piece of furniture, any piece of equipment where, you know, they haven't got that in a Revit format, or is it a custom piece of furniture that is specific to this particular job, and we can just get that information into our design, into our workflow process as early as possible within the design, and then it can be allowed to develop along with the rest of the project. Such a simple little tool, but the ability to keep that data up to date and refresh it whenever new data comes in is incredibly powerful. You know, I've done that with a chair. This could be quite a large piece of information that you're wanting to pull in. The fact that I can now assign all of my Kobe information, all of my BIM information, yeah. So whatever standard you're using, we can basically use this with all them parameters, and we can keep that workflow in place. So a really nice, quick, easy tool, easy to use. That up there. Okay. Nice, easy one for us today. If anyone's got any questions, please feel free to drop them into the questions box. I'm more than happy to answer any questions on the CAD to RFA or the families from CAD files. You know, it may be that you discover you've got a lot of CAD blocks that you've used in the past, and having that tool is really useful to be able to create more information in there. Don't forget to follow us on our media channels on both Twitter, Facebook and LinkedIn, and have a look on YouTube under the Graitec site as well, where you'll find lots more software tutorials, webinars. Thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you very soon on one of our next Powerpack webinars. See you soon.
Greytech.